What order do they go, or what order do I take them? I do not think that this year's quarterback class is terrible at all. I think we see 3 quarterbacks in the top 10. This is an NFL play. I think the biggest reason they should be considering Dwayne Haskins is because he's the best quarterback in the draft, and I think he's the best quarterback prospect to come out since Jameis. You can teach mechanics. What you can't teach is what we just saw there is, I see a brief opening, now I'm going to strike, I'm going to hit it, I'm going to take it. And you see that over and over and over again with Dwayne Haskins. A lot of times you see those guys, you see high interception numbers. You don't see that with him because he knows the game really well. If they're on the 50, I don't have you stop this play. But everything's condensed in the red zone. This is a very advanced read by Haskins, and it's really impressive that he does it in a situation where this is a tight game, 21-17, and he does it effortlessly. And the year in college doesn't really concern me anymore. That's the knock on Dwayne Haskins. He only played a year at Ohio State. It doesn't concern me because at some point you got to go, well, what would he have done in year 2? I would say mobile, but he's not a running quarterback. He's not a dual threat guy. He's exactly what you're looking for. If you're the Jaguars, he's exactly what you're looking for, and if you've got to jump up to get him, then do it. I think he's that talented. There's elite athletes, and then there's Kyler Murray. He's mechanically good. The height thing and the weight thing is an issue, but it's not the issue. I wouldn't compare him to Doug Flutie. I wouldn't compare him to a lot of the people I'm hearing him comparing to, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. I compare him to Mike Vick. That's exactly who this guy is. He's Michael Vick with more accuracy. If you'll watch, he finds a lane. He doesn't move in the pocket at all. He sits right there. There's the throwing lane.
Yep.
Right?
And that could be any other quarterback. So
That's
for all this talk of him running.
Right. That doesn't look any different than what Daniel Jones looks throwing the football on the line of scrimmage. And then he delivers a very accurate ball 25 yards down the field. Kyler Murray did not play baseball because he thinks he's going in the top 10. He's gotten information that says you're going in the top 10. I'm not putting this on him, but he's a more athletic Peyton Manning. He's 6'5", 225 pounds, moves around pretty well. Before we get to what I really like about him, the thing that causes concern for me with Daniel Jones, he is one of these bigger guys. And so you do see low completion percentage. You look at when he gets inaccurate, it becomes mechanical flaws. So Daniel Jones, 6'5", 225. You think he can't move. Look at this. I mean, he's getting out of the pocket, and now he's throwing, again, a ball that we see on Sunday. This is the type of play that I think you're going to see live and in person at the Combine, this athleticism. But if I'm going to spend a number 7 draft pick, and I'm going to put my future, and so I don't want to have to smooth him much out. I think it's Haskins and then Locke here, and then that next group down. Drew Lock is a downfield thrower, and you saw this past year once he kind of started tying his feet into his throw. I think he became a completely different guy. If this was his highlights from 2 years ago, you never see this ball. You see this ball's kind of lazy, but he does such a good job of bringing energy through his drop. Once Missouri got to a situation where they allowed him to do that through his drops, he transformed into this. When I saw Drew Lock, I saw, okay, I've seen this guy before. When I saw Drew Lock, I saw Will Grier.
Good, because he's the next quarterback that we're going to look at.
Okay. Would I draft him? Yeah. Would I draft him in the first round? Heck no. Would I draft him in the second round? Probably not. But I'm drafting my backup here. I see Will Grier every year in the draft. We all do. It's the guy who puts up crazy numbers in college, right? And you get excited about him. And most of the time, this guy ends up being in the NFL for 9 to 11 years, provides for his family, but you don't even know he's there. If I'm the Jags and I'm looking at somebody like Will Grier, who, from a developmental standpoint, has had all the resources to develop, and he's where he is now, I'm just not taking him. I'd go take Easton Stick from North Dakota State in the 4th round and say, if I've got Nick Foles. Depending on who you talk to, people either absolutely love Ryan Finley or they want to stay away from him. I can look at that and you can say, that's a great play. Like, he threw that ball where it had to be. But it's probably easier to throw to one of these other three dudes that with only one guy on them and make that same throw. That's the thing. That play right there is a perfect play to summarize what I think of Ryan Finley. It's great throw, and you look at him, why though? He gets away with a bunch of stuff because he does have a big arm, but I'm not real sure it translates to Sundays. He's a late second to late third round type of talent.
The $1 million last question. Which of those quarterbacks, if any, do the Jacksonville Jaguars take?
If Haskins is there, I think they really like Haskins. I think they'd love to have Haskins. Can they trade up to get him? Like, that's the question. And if they can't, at 7, are they willing to take Drew Lock? Those are the two that I keep my eye on.